So shopping on this website is kind of like going on a treasure hunt. Hello, I'm Lindsay from Have Clothes Will Travel. I share style and shopping content as well as travel guides. And for today's video, I'm going to be talking about what goes around comes around New York City, also known as WGACA. They are a vintage retailer that specializes in pre-owned luxury accessories and high fashion apparel. They've been in business for nearly 30 years. What Goes Around Comes Around has 2 physical shops in New York City and 1 in Beverly Hills. Most notably, they have a thriving e-commerce site, which is what this video will be focusing on. So if you're wondering if What Goes Around Comes Around is legit, this video is my honest review of What Goes Around Comes Around. If you're wondering whether they're selling fake designer bags, what their shipping and return policy is, then this video is for you. So what sets What Goes Around Comes Around apart from other vintage retailers is its selection of rare, one-of-a-kind pieces that are in fantastic condition. Per their website, the What Goes Around Comes Around team of buyers selects the best styles from the most iconic designers and collectible pieces from the 1880s and beyond. Some of the brands What Goes Around Comes Around features are Burberry, Chanel, Chloe, Hermes, Louis Vuitton, and more. So I had ordered from What Goes Around Comes Around because they had the color and size I was interested in for a Chanel boy bag, and they were having a sale on it at the time too. Now again, I had ordered this bag from their website because the bag itself was in their Beverly Hills location and I live in Wisconsin. So shopping on the What Goes Around Comes Around website, my experience. So shopping on this website is kind of like going on a treasure hunt. I had an idea of what the perfect Chanel handbag was for me, but I hadn't found it yet on any other vintage retailers' websites. And side note, the thing with Chanel too is that if you're going to buy one of their handbags new, you have to do it in store in one of their boutiques. Their website doesn't allow you to purchase them online. So if you're going to purchase a Chanel handbag online, it has to be from a secondhand retailer. And again, I live in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin, so we don't have any Chanel boutiques anywhere near where I live, so I was looking to make this purchase online. Now, when I was shopping with What Goes Around Comes Around, I was constantly checking their new arrivals section. And I was looking specifically for a Chanel boy bag that was in the size medium and in a more neutral color. Now, you can sort the handbags by brand, color, material, price, etc. However, when doing that, I felt like I was really limiting my options because the handbag that I ended up buying was technically classified as a pink handbag. And to me, this handbag does not look pink. It's more of a neutral, almost tan color. So if I wouldn't have constantly been checking their new arrivals section, I would have definitely have missed this handbag because it was filtered out of the results I was looking at. So unless you know the exact color, make, and size of a handbag that you are looking to buy, I don't advise using the What Goes Around Comes Around search functionality on their website. Just look through all of their new arrivals in their entirety because you're going to find some really incredible hidden gems in there. So I ended up getting lucky one week and finding 2 Chanel handbags that fit my shopping criteria. I added them both to cart and sat there and thought about it for a minute before placing my order. Now this is a slightly risky thing to do. This is because there are only 1 of each of these bags, so if somebody buys it, it's gone. And this is especially true if they have a sale going on. And I had gotten very lucky because when I was looking to purchase these bags, What Goes Around Comes Around was having a 30% off sale for Mother's Day. So the bag I ended up ordering was 30% off during the sale. By the time I went to check out, the other bag was already gone, so that made my decision nice and easy. And the bottom line is that products sell pretty fast on What Goes Around Comes Around, so if you have your heart set on a specific bag, do not wait, especially if they're having a sale. Also, if there is not a What Goes Around Comes Around sale happening and you're a new customer, you can get 10% off your order if you sign up for their email list. So how long does shipping take with What Goes Around Comes Around? So I had placed my order on a Saturday morning, and by Monday afternoon my handbag had shipped. I also had received a confirmation email almost immediately after placing my order. Now, the bag had shipped from their Beverly Hills location to my address in Wisconsin, and I ended up receiving the handbag by Wednesday afternoon. At the time I had done this order, they were using UPS as their shipping provider. However, now it looks like they're using FedEx to fulfill these orders. And there are two different options now. There's FedEx 2-day, which is around $18, and there's standard FedEx shipping, which is $13. So shipping is not free with what goes around comes around. I realize that these are kind of small amounts, especially when you're already spending thousands of dollars on a handbag. However, spending money on shipping is something that kind of annoys me. So just wanted to let you know before you place the order, and so you're not surprised when you go to check out that there will be a shipping fee. Also, a signature is required for your package, so make sure that somebody is home to sign for it. Now for my Chanel handbag from What Goes Around Comes Around. Now I'm not going to get too in-depth about the handbag itself, as I have an entire blog post about this handbag already on my blog. I'll link to it in the description. However, I will go through the pros and cons of ordering a Chanel handbag from What Goes Around Comes Around quickly. The packaging of the order was nothing spectacular. I know some sites have their own signature packaging that they use, like My Teresa, for example, has those fancy yellow boxes. What Goes Around Comes Around was very standard, but it was packed with care. Also, this handbag did not come with its original dust cover. They gave me a What Goes Around Comes Around branded dust cover. To be honest, I don't know if this is normal with their handbags. If this is something that you're concerned about though, if you want the original dust cover, I would reach out to their customer service team before placing your order, because I don't remember seeing that specified on the website when I made the purchase. The package also included my own special QR code that I could scan to learn more about the bag and their product registration program. And this bag had been listed in excellent condition by What Goes Around Comes Around. It does have some minor scuffing on the hardware and trim, but overall it's still in fantastic condition. And again, this wear and scuffing was listed in the product description. Overall, I love this bag. I am so excited to have it. So now, the million-dollar question, does What Goes Around Comes Around sell fakes? So in my research of Chanel handbags, I was not able to find anything to suggest that this handbag was not the real deal. The quality of the hardware, the stitching, the leather, all of it is fantastic. This handbag also has its serial number printed on the inside. I'm going to link to an article in the description of this video that does a really good job of breaking down what to look for in Chanel handbags that are used before purchasing them. What Goes Around Comes Around also has an authenticity guaranteed with your purchase. They have quite an involved authentication process when it comes to verifying their handbags. However, to really make sure that I was getting an authentic handbag, I also independently verified its authenticity with Entropy. If you're not familiar with Entropy, it's a technology company that specializes in authentication for luxury goods, particularly high-end fashion items like handbags. So they verify items with a combination of AI and by taking pictures with this handy device and cool magnifying glass and having an expert verify them based on those photos. And my Chanel handbag from What Goes Around Comes Around was found to be authentic by Entropy. So I think it's safe to say that What Goes Around Comes Around is selling authentic items. And What Goes Around Comes Around does accept returns, unless it's a final sale or if you bought it in store. Of course, the item must also be in its original condition and have this tag still attached to it. You'll have to reach out to their email address to start a return. So bottom line, will I order from What Goes Around Comes Around again? Yes, I will absolutely order from What Goes Around Comes Around again if there's another handbag that catches my eye and it also happens to be on sale. Overall, I had a really positive experience with What Goes Around Comes Around, and I adore my new-to-me Chanel handbag. And before I end this video, I also wanted to give a little context on what it's like to sell with What Goes Around Comes Around, because I was interested in selling one of my YSL handbags to them. And what happens is they actually buy the handbags outright versus consigning them. So you just have to send in a series of photos and they will give you a quote before you even send in the handbag, and they'll let you know if you're eligible. They are very transparent and upfront with their pricing policy, and for me, this felt a lot easier than other vintage retailers I've dealt with in the past. However, unfortunately, they weren't interested in my YSL handbag at this time. I think it's because it's not quite unique enough for what they typically carry on their website. This YSL handbag is a pretty standard color and it's a very popular design. Now, if anyone has any questions at all about what it was like shopping on What Goes Around Comes Around in my experience, please reach out in the comments at the end of this video. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more shopping content like this.